Welcome in the ring, folks. Happy Friday. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Come on tonight. Share the live for us, please and thank you. And smash, 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 smash that emoji button as well. We trust that you guys have had a great day. Please and thank you. How are you guys doing? It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. The weekend is upon us. You know, a little rest and recuperation for some of you all who got no rest in your soul. Good to have all of you here with us, folks. Pace and power, power and pace. You all know how we do it. How you all doing? How you all doing? Good to see so many of you, as we say, guys, on the live. Good to see so many of you on the live. Share the broadcast for us. Smash, smash, smash that emoji button. We trust that you guys are good and well. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, pace and power. Pace and power. We want you guys to share the live so others get the valid and credible information as well. Good to see Mark here and Penelope and Humi and Claire and Shamila and Rena and, oh my God, Joan, I see you there. And good evening to all of you. 700 of you on the live. Brennan says, and in Brennan's voice, happy July 4th. Happy July 4th, folks. It's our Independence Hour. Happy July 4th, Asquith, and I see Linda and Hazel and Cecilia. Good to be here with you folks tonight. You know, some issues we don't put a lot of attention on. Oil and gas. One of the issues we don't talk about enough. And that's from bringing in the largest, that the teeth it out. That's what's bringing it in. We don't talk about it nearly enough. That's why I want to give it a little focus this evening. Ingrid, Leon, Sheena, Warnella, Desiree. Good to have all of you on the live. Volme, Myrna. How you folks doing? Happy to have all of you all here with us, good folks. John and Bonita. Good to have you guys here. Share the broadcast for us. Smash, smash, smash that emoji button as well. Good to see all of you here. As I said, a little bit of that we're going to share with you folks this evening because we don't talk about it enough. And this is where, as I said, them boys, hand in the cookie jar. This is not $1 million enterprise, you know. This is $1 billion business we're talking about. Billion with a capital bill. You all hear me? Good night and welcome to the broadcast. Wherever you're joining us from, Renella, Claudia, Nelisha, Sheena, Koana. Everybody named M with an A. Names like Ralph, Humi, Glasses. Karen, Marlin, good to have all of you on the live. Shahadio, good to have you too. We don't talk nearly enough what's happening in the oil and gas sector. You know, it's amazing to me that the PPP, in my Auntie Sucky voice, if you know, you know, folks. If you don't know Auntie Sucky, you don't know Auntie Sucky, you're not missing anything. In my Auntie Sucky voice, the PPP, they make a lot of promises. They said to finish the manifesto. How are we looking? I saw Christopher Jones, former member of parliament, Christopher Jones, complaining just today. Got into the city, blackout, greeted him. A robust blackout. Nayara, we don't talk about it nearly enough. Lester, Annette, each and every one of you, Asquith, Margaret, Orindon, Cook. Orin, how you doing, my friend? How you all doing? Shanette, Everell, Yonette, folks, apparently, hold on. You all know what I was saying there? For that quick second, I said the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar, and he ain't got no power. That's what I was saying. Sorry about that. You know, lose my whole frame of thought there. We don't talk nearly enough about the oil. Them boys digging out the largest. Not millions, it's billions upon billions upon billions. Upon billions. Billions of the capital bill. stealing the money. That's your opener tonight, folks. Let us begin there. You know, the Alliance for Change had a press conference today. David Patterson, the chairman of the Alliance for Change, spoke to some of these issues, especially the gas to shore. Especially the gas to shore project. Now, you remember we tell you all this thing dead. Remember we tell you all this thing dead in the water. Y'all didn't believe. Oh, yeah, that's everything. We like talk. Yeah, that too. All manner of names you all call us. You open up, folks. We've come to the gas to shore. And by now, we're supposed to be getting the electricity at half price. The electricity bill are more high. Blackout. Persistent blackouts. And electricity more high. This is part of what Chairman of the Alliance for Change, David Patterson, spoke to today. You know the gas to shore project ain't come up the ground yet. Then one of the contractors got some beef, and they got to now pay millions of US dollars to this contractor. Millions upon millions of US dollars, good folks, to the contractor. Take a look and take a listen to some of what David Patterson said. Just today, of course, David Patterson from the Alliance for Change making the arguments. Take a look, folks, and take a listen. Take a look.
Surrounding the PPP's flagship project, the Wales Gas Ashore project, further confirms that this project was poorly planned, poorly executed, and result in the biggest failed project in the history of the country. The country can recall that this project was launched with the greatest of fanfare at the State House by none other than the President Irfan Ali, in the presence of the diplomatic corps in April of 2021. At that time, there was a total price tag of US $900 million. This was the PPP's price tag. The APNU AFC's price tag was under $700 million. But in April 2021, the total price tag was $900 million US and a completion date of September 2024. On April the 30th, 2021, 4 years ago, the Alliance for Change warned the country that the project proposed by the PPP was not economically, technically, or environmentally sound or sustainable. The promised reduction of electricity prices to 5 cents per megawatt was based on voodoo economics. We urge the PPP to conduct further detailed studies before the country is saddled with the largest ever PPP White Elephant project. Over the last 4 years, instead of exercising caution, the PPP has recklessly plowed ahead with this project, completely disregarding all the warning signs, launched personal attacks against any citizen or political party who dared to question what was plainly obvious to the entire nation, that the project was failing. The projected final cost of this project has risen from $900 million in 2021 to over $2.4 billion and climbing today, an increase of 170%. The completion date has slipped from September 2024 to the end of 2026, a more than 2-year delay with the same project deliverable, 300 megawatts of electricity. Nothing has expanded. Over the last 4 years, the PPP has changed their promises made to this country. At the launch of this project in 2021, they promised, and I quote, electricity rates would be 5 US cents per megawatt. 2 years later, in 2023, that promise was changed to they will cut electricity bills in half. So now, the current promise on completion of the project the project will reduce electricity bill. This is a clear indication that they know that the economic model on which they base the project is absolutely not viable. This project has been subjected to 2 international arbitrations today. An additional claim is rumored to be prepared. It has now been confirmed that the joint venture partnership conducting the project will be dissolved, further extending the 2-year delay. In 2021, and I want the nation to note this, the PPP sought to justify this project as being urgently needed. Since in 2021, they claimed that the peak electricity demand by 2025, this year, would be 407 megawatts. A figure that the Alliance for Change immediately challenged as inflated and unrealistic. And that it was a figure simply used to justify the project. It's interesting to note as we sit here in 2025, July, the current peak demand for Guyana is 220 megawatts, almost 50% below that projection, almost 200 megawatts below what the PPP claimed that they would need by 2025. AFC acknowledges the need for improved power generation to meet the country's demand. However, we maintain that this project has been poorly designed and executed. To ensure that the country receives value for money, immediately after the September elections, we will conduct a full audit, technical and financial, of the project. And with the help of qualified resource personnel, we will seek to ensure that the final project will deliver to the nation a workable power solution. End to that.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought it was raining at our end, But that notwithstanding, folks, to understand the issue that this project is 2 years late. And then by breaking up the company that was supposed to be executing it, it's going to be even further setback. Now, it's not just 2 years late. Guyanese at home and abroad, it's 2 years late, and we got to be paying monies to these folks. You think them people walking away empty-handed? It's only Guyanese is left with the short end of the stick every time the people in power. Only Guyanese. The people who got those companies breaking up and putting together, they are earning the largest. Folks, what's happening to us at this end? How long, brothers and sisters, we can tarry with the PPP? I know some of you in the church right now, one eye on the altar, another eye on the phone, watching us. How long we can tarry with them? Somebody ought to read a psalm on the PPP. Which psalm shall it be? Y'all help me out. Which psalm? Y'all give a verse and chapter. Chapter and verse. Same thing. Both all to Cheryl. Fed up with them. Completely fed up. 2 years late. And they got the gall, Marcia, the gumption, Dali, the temerity, Koana, to say they finish the manifesto. They finish the manifesto. I see Marilyn say Psalm 23. I see Mark say Psalm 25. You're like this. He bought Psalm 91. Here do I walk through the valley of the shadow. What psalm we shall read on them? You gotta leave the Bible open on the pillow. John says Psalm 23. You're gonna finish with Psalm 23. Exodus 20. Marlon said, Marlon, help me. That one is not so sharp. Psalms 91. Psalms 23. Yeah, I like this Psalm. Psalm 70. Marcia Jackman says, read this Psalm. Psalm 109. Nathan Fraser says, Three Percivals in Psalm 91 in it. My God. 2 years late. Everything else you see is distraction. Everything else. They say you can get manure as a byproduct of this gas to show business, this and that, and all of these adjacent offerings. Right? And we waiting. John says Psalm 102, Psalm 51. Mary Bryan says Psalm 1. Says Bernice Datson. Psalm 51. Mary Bryan. Yeah. Psalm 121. Is the whole book with the whole book we showed at them tonight. Devils. Whole book. We're talking about book now. Right? Miss Shorter says Psalm 91 is it. Those bust them down. Psalm 27, Psalm 31. Right? Thank you very much. Look, Joy helping me out here now. Joy not as quick as in the books as it used to be. Plead our cause, O God, with them that fight against us. Yeah. What's the psalm that say? Go fight against those that fight against you. What's the psalm? Y'all help me. Dennis Fraser say 121. Dorrit say Psalms 151. Look, Marcy showing the whole book of them now. Right? Marcy says Psalms 35, 19, 8, and 56. Read all in conjunction. Laverne says Psalm 59. Damn it in hell. How the place, man. 2 years late. And people get the gumption and say, put him back. If you get them billions of dollars, we're supposed to do it. Not build roads, not build school, a hospital. It's the quality now. It's the service now. That's what we got to look at. Well, you already know because you see a lot of roads broken up, caving in. And I tell you all, you see the further you go out from the capital, from Georgetown, from Region 4, see more corruption. If we didn't go to Mabaruma, how we were going to know on Hosororo Hill, that $2 billion school wasting away? If we didn't go to Baruka, how would we know Santa Rosa, the hospital, like a big fence, people think hospital building, nothing I'm doing. If I didn't go Karasaba in the North Park Rimas, how would we know that secondary school also lagging behind? If we didn't go Region 3 the other day, how would we know what we saw there? The further out you go from the capital, there's more projects languishing, half-baked, ain't baked at all, just raw. Just like that. And then they come back and say, vote for me back. But this madness, School 9 to Crane Road falling apart. Heroes Highway falling apart. It's the bridge I worried about. I worried about the bridge. Good folks. My constant worry is the bridge. So a couple nights ago, we told you all of some concerns we had. One, leader of the opposition, leader of the APNU coalition, Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton. He was in a place called Baracara, in the Kanji River, Kanji Creek. Baracara. Since Aubrey run out, they're running. Follow me. Project thieves, idea thieves, stealer of dreams. Same set. Soon as he run out, they run in. I can't take them, you know. I can't take them. Right? We had a nice meeting, you know, like decent people. A cross-section of that meeting. There's a little shed in front of where you have the health center. We didn't go to dislocate anybody. But these jagabats and trench crappos, these tadpoles and cricketers, these jumpy birds, these scarecrows, hippocytes, Jebusites, Philistines and Pharisees, the whole pack of them, they gone now. Remember they run in, they pitch the chair out of the school. They pitch the chair out of the school. And to make matters worse, oh, the blasphemy against education. And look, story now. They can dress them children in the party paraphernalia. Oh, Father, have his mercies. Father, have his mercies. You know, people got time and place. They haven't got time and place. God damn it. None of it. At all. They ain't got no time and place. You can dress the wrong people, child. The children go to school. You put a hat on them as a big, big teacher. Teachers big like house. You know? Big like house. Last you heard the phrase. Big like house. That's how the t-shirt big. Today, folks, I caught up with the president-elect of the Ghana Teachers Union, moving on up from General Secretary. Just won the internal election there. President-elect, they were waiting to have the conference before she assumed office more fully. Caught up with this educator. I said, Coretta, this thing right? Make it make sense, Coretta. Make it make sense. I want to pick up 5 rich people, but I vex. I know a lot of persons on social media vex as well. Take a look, take a listen. Some of what Coretta told me just today. Chris Durr and this and some other issues.
Specific with regards to the use of school buildings and for what functions and what occasion and what activity. I find it alarming that the Ministry of Education and by extension the government, the PPP government, they have always been very skeptical about using school buildings for political rallies, political meetings, political whatever it is. And it goes for other parties. But when it comes to them, they just don't care. Anything happens where they're concerned. My concern really is that on that day, it was a school day. And so whether we were having a graduation or we weren't having a graduation, it was a school day. And therefore it means that you are disrupting whatever activity was supposed to have been held there. I have been to Barakara. I visited that school on more than one occasion. And so to say that school is a large school where you can use one part of the building to have your political engagement and the other part for your graduation, that is not. That school is a very small school. So whatever had to have happened there, it means that one person had to be, or one grouping had to be using the building at a time. One grouping can use the building at a time, not 2 sets of. And so while the teachers would have been setting up their decorations and whatever else there, in terms of arranging the furnishing, that had to be disturbed to host the kind of meeting that the Minister of Agriculture had there. And this is how this is the hypocrisy of this government. Very hypocritical in nature. And whatever they do, it's okay. And yes, I noticed when we would have made the calls and condemned the action, they came out to say, oh, well, the children were not at school, it was a graduation. Outside of it being a graduation, it was a school day, and that's what is important. In addition to that, I saw school children decked out in PPPC red t-shirts. Not only the t-shirts, but caps. And I want to condemn that action. We talk about our children all the time bullying other children at school. Our children are bullies and we are trying to curb that attitude. What played out on that day? It was the PPPC, the Minister of Agriculture and his team, bullying children. So when the children display in school, we shouldn't worry about where they're getting this kind of attitude from, because they themselves, those little children themselves, are being bullied. Those children would have been about 11 years old and under. Our Constitution speaks to an adult at the age of 18 years. So when you want to deck out children in political paraphernalia, it says that we are going backward. That is what it's saying. And it's saying that we are forcing children to get involved in adult activities. And that should be condemned in every circle of this country. It should not be allowed to happen. And you know what? I find the Minister of Education very silent on this, very silent on this. But if it were APNU, or if it were Team Mohammed's, or if it were somebody else, you would have heard the outcry coming from them. And I'm saying that to say this. We saw a couple of years ago, and it has been happening, where concerned persons were going into schools and having talks with our children. They were going to schools and they were donating toys at Christmas time. During the school year, they were donating ink for printer, computer, and that has been stopped by the Ministry of Education. They're now screening who want to donate to these schools. But it's okay for them to go there and dress people's children up in PPPC t-shirts and caps.
Yeah. And dress the wrong people children. You hear me? The wrong people children. I see somebody put a psalm that says, help us, O Lord. It's 28, it's 78. Help us, O Lord. They can dress the wrong. Folks, sometimes you got to go some way for some people, you know. Yeah? You got to go some way for some people. Wrong people cheering, they can let it carry on. Like Pell School bus and dress people cheering, huh? Dress the wrong people cheering. I know part of this, friends, brothers and sisters, part of this is because the priority is so misplaced. They want to nuff up the crowd, make it look big and extra. And when you look, 3/4 of the crowd is kids. That's the lowest of low. That's so sad. It's reprehensible and deserving of condemnation from all Guyanese. Let's leave the kids out of our politics. Please and thank you. They didn't ask us for all of this. Leave them out of the politics. Please, God. I have no better way to say it. Let us leave them out of the politics. Left them out of it. Please, leave the kids out, left them alone. But these guys ain't got no scruples, you know. They don't have that thing. And before they're focusing on people and a pack of nonsense. You ever wake up good? Friends? You ever wake up good? You in your own little corner. You ain't doing nobody nothing. Right? You're a peacemaker. Uncontroversial. Like me. You in your own little corner. Quiet. Church boy, church girl. Reading a little psalm. Help us, oh Lord. Right? You in your own little corner, Lester, Bernice. Mind your own business. Your own part of the vineyard. And then whoops, tomorrow, how are you doing? Tomorrow Haynes, whoops. You under the microscope at them. Whoops. You're affecting them. Sometimes your peace affect people, you know. Your peace affect people. And they think you should be worried and concerned. And you happy and smiling. Because you don't know what tomorrow holds. You give a psalm for these people. Give a psalm for them. But you know who holds tomorrow. And that's the difference. I die. Trying to get a little valid and credible information for y'all. I heard Jagdeo calling me name. Carol Richardson? William Bunbury? What is it? Give me easy time, Jagdeo. Give me easy time. If you tell me I'd become an older person, he got calling me name. Oh, some of them want state funeral, you know. It's a state funeral, some of them want. Give me easy time, man. It's my generation. McGarrett Civil. Let it give me easy time. God damn it. yesterday. I just trying to catch a little valid, credible information for y'all. I don't really want to watch them too much. There's some of you old spreading up and listen to Healer sing song, voice, cry self. And next thing you know, the man calling me name. What is it? What is it? This animal farm that we got here. What is it? Fed up with them. Jagabats, trench crappos, cricketer, Philistines, Hittites, Jebusites, whole pack of them. Y'all better don't mess with me, Y'all know the God I serve. It bust y'all down. Make y'all walk and limp for the rest of your life and drag your left foot. Good idea. Here's story. I talking to me lawyers though.
So what is happening in their camp, they're trying to project onto the PPP. So Sherrod Duncan and the others have been doing this. Sherrod Duncan and the others are fearful, like he is extremely fearful person. He jumped from one party that he thought was useless into another useless camp. And by now, I think he is recognized that none of them have a chance of winning the elections. So he is really in full panic mode. The psychosis is visible in his behavior. So he comes up with this fiction, that there's a break in the PPP camp. And that we are panicked that Jagdeo wanted the elections to be on the 1st of September. But they're going to lose the elections, if it's held on the 1st of September. And that our polls show this. So Sherrod Duncan has been spreading all of these rumors. So he said, we're replacing Mark Phillips now with Edge Hill. It's Sherrod Duncan and his madness, and you would believe a Sherrod Duncan that we're worried. And apparently that is the same thing that Jureta Finance and Sherrod Duncan and the others claim that happened within the AFC. Wait until the Jureta Finance and Sherrod Duncan, they have to deal with Carl Joseph.
Good. Man said, we got a psychosis. Folks, look, all I gotta do, Berlin, is to tell the people stop calling me, Stop calling me and give me the information. Stop it. That's all you gotta do. And he ain't got to worry about psychosis. Pam and Shireen, he ain't got to worry about nothing. We in the head, rent free. We in Jagdeo head. I never even hear my wife call me this much. In our long marriage, our long happy marriage too, I've never heard my wife call my name so much. So I going through this thing. I see my wife walk in the studio and who call me? So she about to pick a couple coconuts and start pelting because remember she from 20. So I say, hold on, don't break up the money yet. You see the psychosis? I never hear. We in their head rent free. All you got to do is call up the membership, eat up leadership, and you got to say, whoever gave me the information, y'all stop it. One day, what's the story now? One day we published a couple articles, yeah. The next day they run out. They say Mark Phillips, he's the Prime Minister. And Irfan, we talk about Parliament, right? Irfan dissolved Parliament. So September 1 is the day. A couple articles because the people call us and say bap bap bap. You know, you could tumble this whole government upside down. You just got only right levers to pull. You know, he done God, you know. He and I walking down Regent Street, you know, in a raggedy pants just now, saying Sherry Duncan, Brickford Burke. But we got a psychosis over here. And he called me name at 90 times. But I say, what that man. Folks, I like this kind of badness. My God, I have to give you something for sending y'all after the weekend. I've never in my life ever heard my wife call my name so many times in 2 minutes. I said, you all right? You all right? What's happening? She done got the coconuts ready for belt in the chest. Is who call you name, sister? My God, here on people 28. Don't back choke. They always got a couple coconuts ready. Always. I don't mean to make light of this, but if you hear, you hear what's supposed to be a strong man calling you name so many times, you guys start wondering. You know, so I got to lodge a formal complaint at the Ghana police force, some police station. A formal complaint. I feel threatened now. I don't know if there's a dog whistle in this political season, what it is. You know, he calling me name so much that somebody get it right. Yvette Moore said, how my belly. Honest to God, I don't mean to make light of these things, but when you hear a whole vice president, past president, call your name so much in time, he got so much in name in the government, he could call. It's me he worry about. I in the opposition, and I get in such prime time billing. Let's have the press conference. Right there, you know. Have the press conference. You know. The next 3/4 of it went to Norton. Another third of it went to Amsterdam. A little 5% to Nigeria. Folks, let me be kind. I was taken aback. I was taken aback by this thing. You know, Sherry Duncan. That being said, folks, let's turn attention to some adjacent matters. You see this politics here? A lot of people can talk into themselves by the end of it. And while he there, Sherry Duncan. Mr. Norton was laying out a jobs plan today. Laying it out. His jobs plan. How are we going to create these jobs for young people, for the folks who are employed? 39% poverty rate, 22% of our young people unemployed. Trillions of dollars we've spent over the last 5 years, and people still suffering in this country. And you see, priorities mix up. Children supposed to be in school, not in political paraphernalia outside the school. Priorities mix up. Tell us what the gas is sure. And how y'all wasting the taxpayers' money in this country. Tell y'all people stop calling us and telling us your business. A couple of articles we pull out. There with some of the information people shared with us. Suddenly Parliament dissolved. Suddenly they conform now in proclamation. The election September 1. Suddenly, yes. Every press conference he was going to, he iffy about Mark Phillips. Knowing fully well what they want to do with One Edgel. We put it out there, same day. Mark used the man. Mark, you owe us, why you know that? We save you from shame. What's the psalm about shame? Yeah. You owe us, Mark. Sorry, one. Oh, Father. So the APNU coalition had a press conference today. And as I said, Mr. Aubrey Norton, the presidential candidate for the APNU coalition, leader of the PNCR, and also, folks, the parliamentary opposition leader, period, folks, laid out a fantastic job. But it was so comprehensive, we can't even share all of you. We can't even share all of it with you guys tonight. But that press conference is on our Facebook page, and I know that you guys can watch that on demand. But here is some of what Mr. Norton said as he was laying out his jobs plan just today while we rattling around in Jagdeo head there in Freedom House. Take a look and take a listen.
The APNU coalition government will pursue near full employment of Guyanese within our first term in office. Although Guyana has been seen exceptional GDP growth rates in recent years, mostly attributed to the oil sector and a rapid increase in GDP per capita, well above the global average, there is a disconnect between economic growth and development in our country. The World Bank in 2024, for example, estimated youth employment to be 22.3%. If we include the adult unemployment rate, a very large number of Guyanese remain unemployed. The underemployment of Guyanese is also significantly high, as persons hold on to jobs for which they are overqualified or work irregularly or only as part-time workers. What the foregoing tells us is that the economic growth as measured by GDP is not fueling economic development and shared prosperity, as many Guyanese are still not earning enough or at all. Many Guyanese continue to live in poverty. Some have contended that jobs are available for all Guyanese, but just a few months ago, we debunked this contention by pointing out that persons cannot fill vacancies because A, they are unskilled and feel marginalized. B, their skills do not match the available and accessible jobs. C, no training in skilling, reskilling, and upskilling is available, affordable, or accessible. D, there is gender, racial, and age discrimination in employment practices. E, there is involuntary unemployment because of family circumstances. F, information about vacancies is not widely and systematically disseminated. And G, the prohibitive transportation and accommodation costs are barriers that prevent many indigenous people from participating in the formal labor force. Our country, therefore, needs to end the PPP's haphazard approach to national development and create and implement a job creation policy to employ all Guyanese who are able and willing to work.
Yeah. Folks, that is available on demand, and I want us to get accustomed, some of these policies, some of these these policies, they aren't sexy. You don't swing from the ceiling when you hear them, but it's what is needed if you're going to move this country forward. You can't just pluck stuff out of thin air like Jagdeo and company and be focused on the wrong things, but you got to sit down with the right people and hammer out these things if you want to chart a course for the Guyanese people and for Guyana, that we all can live and share in the largest and inclusive society. And we're going to be digging into these issues and unpacking them even more in the days ahead, folks. We're on a collision course with September 1. And how can you vote for some people who don't even respect the law in this country, who don't even respect the court, who don't even respect judgments of the court? I take you back to a discussion that I had just this afternoon with the president-elect of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta McDonald. And one of the issues Coretta spoke to, I put to her, is the union dues that a court order, a court decision, a high court decision, said the government should begin again to pay directly to the union the dues that the teachers are paying, that they're deducting from the teacher's salary. They should continue. They were trying to break the back of the union. They were trying to break the strike, the 75-day strike that they had. And so they stopped remitting the union dues to the union. The High Court said that they must remit those dues. Which side? What's the High Court? What is the High Court? What's a court decision? What is it? And they want to be reelected. And we have seen numerous times they have ignored the court. And so they still, until now, do not remit the Jews to the union. Yep. And they want on a whole country. They talk out of one side of their mouth, respect for the rule of law. But folks, at the end of the day, it's far from them. They ain't got time with that. You know, and they're saying in hush rooms, you know, in hush corners, flap the law. Where's the law? President-elect of the Guyana Teachers Union and former member of parliament, like yours truly, Coretta McDonald, on this very issue of the union dues. Have they complied? No way. Like I tell you one time, they have not. They close the good folks. Take a look and take a listen.
Tell you what is happening with that matter. It's been 1 year and April, May, June, July, 4 months. 1 year and 4 months since the court ruled, since Judge Kissoon ruled. That matter was appealed by the government, and the appeals court upheld the decision. So what transpired in the ruling in the High Court is what still continue to stand. But the government have decided that they're not going to honor that. And these are the people who talk all the time about who should be loyal and what you should do, and you should obey rulings and you should obey rules and regulations. And the Attorney General is the man who would always be preaching about these things. Yes. But he is doing the opposite. And it reminds me of this song that the late Barry White sang. Practice what you preach, but they do the opposite. They preach, but they don't practice. And so GTU is, yes, almost at the crossroads. And this was a direct attack on the union by this government. This was an attempt to break the back of the union by withdrawing immediately the Jews. The judge did say in his ruling that over the years, the Ministry of Education and the GTU had this arrangement. So for the government to stop this arrangement, you had to give the union enough notice, and you did not do that. So in law, it is wrong and it should be reinstated. They've not done that as yet. We have ensured that that ruling was dispatched to the regional executive officers for every region across this country. We've also dispatched that through the court, through the marshals of the High Court, to the PS Ministry of Education. And it has also gone to the Attorney General, to the Minister with responsibility for finance, and the Finance Secretary. But of course, these are the bullies that we have to deal with, who decide that they are bigger than the law and they don't have to honor any judgment that is coming from the courts. But you know what? On the flip side of it, Sherrod, if the judge had ruled that the GTU was wrong to conduct industrial action or to have industrial action, and so by doing that, the teachers who are on strike there for 75 days, all of those monies need to be deducted from their salaries. You know the government was not going to hesitate to do that. One time they would have done that, and they would not have done it in small portions. They would have done it in huge chunks, again, to punish the teachers for standing up for their rights. But here is it, we have them doing what they feel pleased to do, and they don't honor judgments by the courts.
If that is not wickedness, folks, I don't know what is. And those folks will come and ask you for your vote, right? You got decisions to make. You know how you solve that, folks? You know how you solve that? Time to remove the cup. That's how you solve it. Remember on Sunday, folks, as you enjoy the weekend, on Sunday, the launch of the APNU coalition, the Square of the Revolution on Sunday.
We ready, time to remove the cup.
Guyana, this is it, the launch of the APNU coalition campaign on Sunday, July 6th on the Square of the Revolution from 4 p.m. Come meet our candidates. Come out and hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts people first. Come hear from our Prime Ministerial candidate, Jurita Fernandez, our presidential candidate, Aubrey C. Norton, and others. On Sunday, July 6th from 4 p.m., the Square of the Revolution will vibrate with a people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first.
We ready, time to remove the curse. I'm feeling it now.
All right, folks. All right. So that's on Sunday, folks. And remember also, we want your boots on the ground for nomination day on the 14th of July. So it's a big month. It's a big month, and things are just getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. But I've seen all of you on the live tonight, folks. Pay some power, share the live, smash that emoji button. We're out of here. Have a fantastic weekend. Some time with your friends, time with your family, time with yourself. Please and thank you. Going to see you guys in the next broadcast. Have a great weekend. That's our time and that's our program. Stay safe.
We ready, time to remove the
Guyana, this is it, the launch of the APNU Coalition Campaign on Sunday, July 6th on the Square of the Revolution from 4 p.m. Come meet our candidates. Come out and hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts people first. Come hear from our Prime Ministerial candidate, Jurita Fernandez, our presidential candidate, Aubrey C. Norton, and others. On Sunday, July 6th from 4 p.m., the Square of the Revolution will vibrate with a people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first.
We ready, time to remove the curse. I'm feeling it now.